ATI TEAS 7 Math Last Minute Review. Question 1. During a task at the simulation laboratory, a student team is scheduling practice syringes. How much simple interest is earned on $200 at 5% per year for 1 year? Option A, $210. Option B, $10. Option C, $200.05. Option D, $11. The correct answer is option B, $10. Simple interest uses the original principle for every time period. Compounding would repeatedly change the balance and is not part of the simple minus interest model. Multiply principal, annual rate written as a decimal, and time in years. For the student team's record at the simulation laboratory, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for practice syringes. Question 2. At the campus bookstore, a student team reviews quantities involving study packets, with the sorting stage. A quantity changes from 105 to 145. What is the percent increase? Round to the nearest tenth if needed? Option A, 27.6%. Option B, 40%. Option C, 38.1%. Option D, 138.1%. The correct answer is option C, 38.1%. Find the numerical difference, divide that change by the original value, and convert the decimal to a percent. Dividing by the new value would answer a different comparison and can noticeably alter the rate. Percent change uses the original quantity as the comparison base. For the student team's record at the campus bookstore, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for study packets. Question 3. A planning sheet from the community health fair lists information about sample containers, with the student team handling the recording stage. Which scientific minus notation expression represents 13,000? Option A, 1.3 times 10 to the power of fourth. Option B, 1.3 times 10 cubed. Option C, a 0.13 times 10 cubed. Option D, 13 times 10 to the power of fourth. The correct answer is option A, 1.3 times 10 to the power of fourth. A value greater than 1 produces a positive exponent when the decimal moves left. Scientific notation uses a coefficient from 1 up to, but not including, 10 multiplied by a power of 10. Move the decimal until one non-zero digit remains to its left and count the places moved to determine the exponent. For the student team's record at the community health fair, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for sample containers. Stressed about your GED? We can take GED for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. While working in the Student Resource Center, a student team must calculate a value for appointment cards, with the planning stage. A relationship has slope 6 and y minus intercept 1. Which equation represents the line? Option A, x equals 6y plus 1. Option B, y equals 6x plus 1. Option C, y equals 6x minus 1. Option D, y equals 1x plus 6. The correct answer is option B, y equals 6x plus 1. Switching the two values changes both the steepness and the point where the line crosses the vertical axis. Use the given slope as the coefficient of x and the vertical intercept as the added or subtracted term. Slope minus intercept form places the rate of change with the input variable and the starting value as a constant. For the student team's record at the Student Resource Center, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for appointment cards. Question 5. The clinic supply room uses a record to track boxes of gloves, with the student team handling the estimating stage. A triangular fabric piece has base 10 centimeters and height 3 centimeters. What is its area? Option A, 30 square centimeters. Option B, 13 square centimeters. Option C, 15 square centimeters. Option D, 26 square centimeters. The correct answer is option C, 15 square centimeters. Triangle area is half the product of base and perpendicular height. Multiply the two perpendicular dimensions and divide by 2. Perimeter methods do not measure the amount of surface inside the triangle. For the student team's record at the clinic supply room, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for boxes of gloves. Question 6. For a project in the Nursing Skills Workshop, a student team is grouping nutrition labels. A circle graph assigns 20% to training, 25% to supplies, 30% to travel, and 25% to outreach. If the total is 160, how many belong to travel? Option A, 130. Option B, 30. Option C, 5. Option D, 48. The correct answer is option D, 48. Convert the sector percentage to a decimal and multiply by the full amount. A circle minus graph sector represents its stated percentage of the entire total. Using the percentage number as a count ignores the size of the whole represented by the chart. For the student team's record at the Nursing Skills Workshop, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for nutrition labels. Question 7. A report prepared at the public library summarizes data about measuring cups, with the student team handling the inspecting stage. A budget of $220 has $35 already spent. How much remains? Option A, $175. Option B, $185. Option C, $255. Option D, $35. The correct answer is option B, $185. Remaining funds are found by subtracting expenses from the starting budget. The remainder should be non-negative and smaller than the original budget. Align the decimal points and subtract the amount spent from the available amount. For the student team's record at the public library, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for measuring cups. Question 8. Before an activity at the college cafeteria, a student team checks the amount of training manuals, with the sorting stage. A total of 16.4 units is divided equally among 4 groups. How much is in each group? Option A, 20.4. Option B, 1.64. Option C, 4.1. Option D, 12.4. The correct answer is option C, 4.1. Divide the total by the number of groups and maintain decimal place value throughout the calculation. Multiplying the quotient by the group count should return the original total. Equal distribution is represented by division. For the student team's record at the college cafeteria, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for training manuals. Are you looking for ATI TEAS actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access ATI TEAS study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get ATI TEAS answer key today. Question 9. The student team at the neighborhood garden is responsible for recording water bottles. Convert 12,000 milliliters to liters. Which measurement is equivalent? Option A, 12 liters. Option B, 1.2 liters. Option C, 1,012 liters. Option D, 12 million liters. The correct answer is option A, 12 liters. The unit labels provide a useful magnitude check because the same physical quantity is being expressed differently. Moving from a smaller metric unit to a larger one reduces the numerical value. Divide by the number of smaller units contained in one larger unit. For the student team's record at the neighborhood garden, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for water bottles. Question 10. A worksheet used in the fitness center contains measurements for first-aid kits, with the student team handling the planning stage. Solve 4x plus 11 equals 75. Option A, hex equals 64. Option B, hex equals 16. Option C, x equals 18.8. Option D, hex equals 27. The correct answer is option B, x equals 16. Applying identical operations to both sides maintains equality throughout the process. Remove the constant term first and then divide by the coefficient. A 2- step equation is undone in reverse order from the operations applied to the variable. For the student team's record at the fitness center, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for first-aid kits. Question 11. As part of a routine check at the mobile screening unit, a student team examines bus passes, with the converting stage. A circular display has a radius of 3 centimeters. Using 3.14 for pi, what is its circumference? Option A, 9.42 centimeters. Option B, 18.84 centimeters. Option C, 18 centimeters. Option D, 28.26 centimeters. The correct answer is option B, 18.84 centimeters. Circumference measures the distance around a circle. Multiply pi by the diameter, or double the radius before multiplying by pi. Squaring the radius belongs to the area formula and would produce square units. For the student team's record at the mobile screening unit, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for bus passes. Question 12. A supply request from the training classroom includes several entries for poster boards, with the student team handling the grouping stage. A bar graph records values of 13, 22, 11, and 22 for 4 categories. How much greater is the fourth bar than the third? Option A 11. Option B 22. Option C 9. Option D 33. The correct answer is option A 11. Subtract the smaller displayed value from the larger displayed value. A comparison between two bar heights is found by subtraction. Adding the bars gives a combined total rather than the requested difference. For the student team's record at the training classroom, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for poster boards. Question 13. The pharmacy inventory room is preparing for an event that uses lab trays, with the student team handling the inspecting stage. A session runs from 8:12 to 9:52. How many minutes does it last? Option A 1084 minutes. Option B 160 minutes. Option C 100 minutes. Option D 60 minutes. The correct answer is option C 100 minutes. Elapsed time is the difference between the ending and starting clock times. Counting only the minute digits can miss a change in the hour. Convert both times to minutes from a common reference point and subtract. For the student team's record at the pharmacy inventory room, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for lab trays. Question 14. A student team creates a calculation for storage bins at the bus scheduling office, with the preparing stage. Evaluate the numerical expression 14 plus 10 times 6. Which value results? Option A 144. Option B 146. Option C 30. Option D 74. The correct answer is option D 74. Parentheses would be required to make the addition occur first. Multiplication has priority over addition in the standard order of operations. Compute the product before combining it with the remaining term. For the student team's record at the bus scheduling office, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for storage bins. Question 15. Information collected in the community kitchen describes how classroom chairs are being used, with the student team handling the recording stage. A constant pace produces 54 units over 6 hours. What hourly rate does this represent? Option A 9 units per hour. Option B 48 units per hour. Option C 324 units per hour. Option D is 0.1 units per hour. The correct answer is option A 9 units per hour. Multiplication would describe a larger total rather than the amount completed during a single hour. A rate compares quantities measured in different units. Divide the total number of units by the elapsed time so the denominator becomes 1 hour. For the student team's record at the community kitchen, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for classroom chairs. Question 16. A schedule at the medical records office includes a numerical condition involving survey forms, with the student team handling the estimating stage. Evaluate -9 -4. Option A, -5. Option B, 13. Option C, -13. Option D, -12. The correct answer is option C, -13. This rewrite helps prevent losing a negative sign when two signs appear together. Change the subtraction to addition, reverse the sign of the second number, and apply the signed minus number rules. Subtracting an integer can be rewritten as adding its opposite. For the student team's record at the medical records office, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for survey forms. Question 17. The student team compares two records about workbooks in the science laboratory, with the converting stage. A rectangular work area is 8 feet long and 6 feet wide. What is its perimeter? Option A, 14 feet. Option B, 22 feet. Option C, 48 feet. Option D, 28 feet. The correct answer is option D, 28 feet. Perimeter measures the total distance around a figure. Add both lengths and both widths, or double the sum of one length and one width. Multiplying the dimensions calculates area instead of boundary length. For the student team's record at the science laboratory, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for workbooks. Question 18. A quality check in the Career Center requires a calculation involving name badges, with the student team handling the grouping stage. A scale drawing uses 1 inch. To represent 3 feet, a length measures 4 inches. On the drawing, what is the actual length? Option A, 144 feet. Option B, 1.3 feet. Option C, 7 feet. Option D, 12 feet. The correct answer is option D, 12 feet. Multiply the drawing measurement by the actual amount represented by each drawing unit. A scale drawing creates a proportional relationship between drawing length and actual length. Dividing would be appropriate when converting an actual length back to the smaller drawing. For the student team's record at the Career Center, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for name badges. Stressed about your GED? We can take GED for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. The volunteer clinic has set a target related to digital thermometers, with the student team handling the inspecting stage. Estimate 56 plus 85 plus 36 by rounding each addend to the nearest 10? Option A 177. Option B 200. Option C 180. Option D 140. The correct answer is option C 180. Estimation simplifies the addends before calculation to obtain a nearby, reasonable total. The estimate should be close to the exact total but is not expected to match it in every case. Round each value to the requested place and add the rounded numbers. For the student team's record at the volunteer clinic, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for digital thermometers. Question 20. A student team uses a table to monitor supply cartons at the campus mailroom, with the preparing stage. There are 6 boxes with 18 units each. After 7 units are used and 6 loose units are added, how many units are available? Option A 109. Option B 107. Option C 23. Option D 72. The correct answer is option B 107. Multiply the number of boxes by the units per box, subtract the amount used, and then include the loose additions. Applying the subtraction inside every box would remove the used amount repeatedly instead of once. The grouped inventory must be calculated before later increases or decreases are applied. For the student team's record at the campus mailroom, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for supply cartons. Question 21. An activity log from the health education booth contains values for meal portions, with the student team handling the organizing stage. Which ratio is equivalent to 4:6? Option A 16:30. Option B 24:16. Option C 8:10. Option D 16:24. The correct answer is option D 16:24. Adding the same amount to both terms does not generally preserve the ratio. Equivalent ratios preserve the same multiplicative relationship between their terms. Multiply or divide both parts by the same non-zero factor. For the student team's record at the health education booth, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for meal portions. Question 22. The student team is revising a plan for index cards in the school auditorium, with the estimating stage. Which value is equivalent to 10 cubed? Option A 59,049. Option B 100. Option C 1000. Option D 30. The correct answer is option C 1000. The exponent counts factors rather than serving as a multiplier. Expand the power as repeated multiplication by 10 to determine its place value. A power of 10 is 1 followed by as many zeros as the exponent indicates. For the student team's record at the school auditorium, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for index cards. Question 23. A short report from the Home Improvement Project presents a mathematical problem involving folders, with the student team handling the converting stage. What is the slope of the line through 1, 6, and 3, 2? Option A, -4. Option B, -0.5. Option C, -1. Option D, -2. The correct answer is option D, -2. Slope compares vertical change with horizontal change between 2 points. Subtract the y- coordinates in the same order as the x- coordinates and divide the changes. Reversing only one subtraction changes the sign, while reversing both leaves the ratio unchanged. For the student team's record at the Home Improvement Project, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for folders. Question 24. The apartment laundry room must adjust its plan for tickets, with the student team handling the grouping stage. Using 3.14 for pi, what is the circumference of a circle with radius 12 feet? Option A 75.36 feet. Option B 150.72 feet. Option C 37.68 feet. Option D 452.16 feet. The correct answer is option A 75.36 feet. Double the radius to obtain the diameter and multiply by pi. Circumference is the linear distance around a circle. The answer uses linear units because no area is being measured. For the student team's record at the apartment laundry room, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for tickets. Question 25. A calculation is needed before exercise bands can be prepared at the farmer's market, with the student team handling the inspecting stage. The ordered data set is 12, 13, 15, 19, 24. What is the median? Option A, 15.0. Option B, 16.6. Option C, 13. Option D, 12. The correct answer is option A, 15.0. The median is the center value after the observations are arranged in order. Extreme values can shift the mean without changing the middle position as much. Locate the middle position, averaging the two central values only when the data count is even. For the student team's record at the farmer's market, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for exercise bands.